Joystick, the Joystick Show. Up, down, left, right, B, A, select. Start.
Welcome, gamers, to our Twisted Reality. Bizarro World today, the Bizarro Ring of Tomorrow.
Joystick, the Joystick Show.
Hello, everybody, once again to the Joystick Show. We are live and we're talking a ton of video games because there's a lot of news, right? You've been like newsing it up in the newsroom, aren't you? Watching a lot of vids?
No, I just saw the showcase though that recently came out.
So that's what we're going to talk about. A lot of stuff with Halo. Big news out there. It's kind of weird. If I click this mic in 2007, what I'm about to say would be blasphemy. All right?
Okay.
Yeah, well, we'll get into it in a second. But first, if you want to be a part of the show, how do they join us?
You can get all of us at joystick_show on Twitter, joystickshow@gmail.com, joystick_show, and then at joystick space show.
There you go. All right, well, I was told that I need to do a best of show, but not the best of our show, but the best of our sponsor segments, right? So I think what we'll do is next time around, since we don't have anybody set up right now, I'll put together a compilation of them, right, and just put them out there, post it on there,
Okay.
right? All the great offerings that we offered, what we had.
Okay.
You can really go back and still get access to all their promo codes and everything. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
All right, that's what we'll do. All right, so we're gonna jump right in. Of course, if you're first time checking us out, we appreciate you doing so. You are now anointed the Rumble Pack. We are a father and son combo, and we go by our gamer tags. I'm Bogue Spear.
I'm Thing 12.
All right, and we're again, father and son combo. We're talking about generational differences, even though it's gotten much more streamlined as we go through this. But actually, there's a lot of shifts going on. Like we're shifting together. We're going to dance together on this one towards the end. We'll talk a little bit more about it too. But first on the gaming front, we talk about what we've played, what's going on, then we'll jump into some news. Maybe some updates on VR and so forth, and a nice deal. Talk about which releases are out, and then we're out the door. That's how it works each month, right? All right, this is show 144A, and what have you been playing?
Let me think. I just recently picked up Hades. Which I've talked about before. I've played it before. But I just got it on the 5 to try and get the platinum for it.
Ooh, okay.
And it is...
for those that don't know platinum, what is it?
So platinums are if you 100% a game, so you do everything there is to do, like achievements, everything like that, you get a platinum trophy.
Nice.
And so for Hades is a roguelike that works as you basically go on runs, and then you die, you lose all the progress on the run, and then you start over.
Yeah.
But as you do that, you gain progress in whatever the I guess overworld is, like whatever there's like meta progression as you go. So you don't actually you're not doing the runs for nothing.
That's interesting. So there's stuff going on in the background. It builds up what though? What do you build up if you lose everything?
You're basically every time you lose a run, you go back in a little stronger.
Oh, okay.
And so eventually you get really strong, then you move farther up.
Do your calf muscles grow every time?
You don't get physically stronger, but you get... I think it's... Hades, the whole theme of it is like it's with Greek gods, and so you're in the underworld, and then you're trying to escape, so you go through levels going up into the underworld until you get to... what's the name of...
Valhalla?
No, that's Norse.
That's right. I'm mixing my mythologies.
Wait, what is... It's like the,
Zeus, like up in like Athens, Olympia?
Oh, Olympus, technically, yeah. So I guess he's trying to go to Olympus, but eventually the story changes, and then, that's your goal. So your first run you do, you're not going to get very far. You're going to get to like... Maybe you might clear the first area, and then as you get stronger, you can get farther and farther.
So you just build up. It's a builder.
Yeah, so it's really fun, and each run is kind of unique because you get different upgrades in each run that go right after them. That kind of, you create builds as you go.
Right.
So it's really fun. I haven't gotten the platinum for it yet, but I'm working on it. So
Nice. Cool.
yeah.
And that's you're playing that on PS5?
Yes.
Is that included in your bundle, in your monthly subscription?
It's not, no.
Oh, you had to pay cash for it?
Yeah, most of these, they're indie games, so they're not super expensive. It's like $20, I think.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Still dropping the coin on that.
Yeah.
Look at you. Going big working man, too.
It's fun.
Great. Huh. Well, I haven't done a ton of odds. We just keep playing on that Fallout when we can get to it. But you know what's interesting is that I started playing more and more, and you get into it, and there's like a lot of like scenarios, right, where you have to go and find things and do things. And there was like, I like the puzzles on it. I just wish there was a little bit more puzzles going on too. So you remember like we talked about Tomb Raider back in the day, like you'd have to move something, bring a rock over, drop the rock to do something, lift you up to do that type of stuff. I kind of like that stuff. This was kind of cool though, so we really just kind of focused rather than run around like we were doing before. If you guys played the game and know about it, there's a lot of missions. There's a lot of, I mean, the map's huge, right? But it's really cool if you just focus on these kind of like quiz missions, right? And there's different than just general go out and kill somebody, right? Bring it back missions. So we found that to be actually the more entertaining piece. Problem is they're kind of hit or miss. I wish I could just like, there was a category you could do those missions or not.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So because when you don't, then you run out of those missions, you're kind of like, now I'm running around setting up shop or whatever. It's just kind of boring.
Yeah.
Right? You go through it. So I don't know. You know, it's hard to keep my attention span anyways on games these days, but at least that keeps you puzzling, going, oh, maybe if I go with this. Like we went into one where you had to go into like this college dorm and party with them, even though it's a bunch of dead college kids laying around with like beers. But you find like this elixir, and like you find the ingredients. When you do, you have to. There's a riddle you have to go to using the map, and then we ended up in this shop where you're like, where is this thing? And then you open up with a pop machines, and it's actually a doorway to the downstairs.
Huh.
So it was really cool. Some really cool stuff. That was probably a spoiler alert for whoever didn't do it, but. Yeah, good times. So we've been doing that, and that's been good. We're still working off of that, enjoying it best we can while it's still there. But we'll probably move on to something else soon for next show as well. And then of course just snapping it up. I'm developing my own deck and slowly adding as I learn more and more about them in Snap. Yeah. To be able to play and do it. My problem is even my best ones where I get going really strong with Snap, so I'll go from like 30 to like 80. As soon as I go into the conquest of a competition, I get my butt kicked. I don't know what it is, like why every deck I go against is beating me out on that, but yet not in the game. And it's not like there's bots or anything. I mean, when you get to 80 or 70 or 60, you're playing people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, but...
I don't know. Some decks are better for Conquest and some aren't.
They have to be, because it can't be this deck. I do a lot of move decks, so maybe that's why, but I don't know. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been playing. All right, let's hit the news.
The Joystick News Report. Joystick News!
All right, so news. We got to talk. So this whole news thing is all about Xbox and the release and their updates and everything. But before I do... I gotta say, this is the strangest thing I'm about to say since we've been doing this, since I've been doing this back since 2007, right? And I'm doing this podcast. When Halo came out, it was the separator, right? There was no, if you were, Xbox, PS folks were just like second class.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not second class, but just not in the same realm, right?
Right.
So like Xbox ruled, Halo ruled. I mean, we just crushed it. And Halo 2 came out, it was twice as good. 3 was okay, went on and on, right? So we're like, okay, at least that's the franchise. Well, what happens? They're going to release Halo on PS5.
Yep.
That's cray-cray.
Do you know which one?
So they're going to do an anniversary, is what they said. So I'm not sure if it's a specific one. Let me see, where did it say?
Well, there is a Halo anniversary
right,
out.
But they're remastering it, and let me see if it actually said something about it. Because I know you have a bunch of stuff to go through on what's coming out, but I just remember reading it, and they said that it was something to do with like remastering. I assume it's going to be... it could potentially be the whole series, right? Remastered and then put onto PS5 as they do it. So let me see if I can find the detail on that specifically. But so that's one thing that was crazy, right? That Halo is going to be on PS5.
Yeah.
So now, with Spider-Man that already is on there, right? And a couple others. I mean, my gosh, there's like... I don't even know what Xbox owns now, right? That's going to be great. I guess, isn't Gears of War still exclusive to Xbox?
I don't know.
I think it is.
Okay.
So maybe that one's, and then there's some, I know you got some news on that, a big, huge release for that game finally after years as well coming out.
Okay.
But anyways, I just going to say it again. Halo on PlayStation. Halo on PlayStation. What?
Okay.
All right.
So, yeah. I think overall, I think Xbox is still a better option. I guess actually I don't. Not a better option. I think it's still a valid option. I think like it's. I've said this before, but like I think if you play a lot of games by yourself, I think PlayStation is the way to go.
Yeah.
And if you're more of a
interesting.
Social one, I think Xbox is better.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it that way. That's interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Halo coming to PlayStation would be cool.
Well, the other thing is too, I mean, because Halo you can play with other people, but you can run it solo too, right? It's a heck of a solo game to play. But I mean, there was a lot of news. I mean, that was a huge news, right?
Yeah.
From us old timers playing. But then people say, "Oh, Xbox is out," and I got looking more and more. I mean, they're crushing it with a lot of releases, and stuff coming out, right?
Yeah.
Run down the list. I mean, you know what's happening.
So for Xbox, I don't know if it's definitely not only Xbox, but Black Ops 6 is kind of the big thing that got revealed.
That's huge.
I'm not excited for it.
No.
I don't care. I think
you gotta be into the Call of Duty series, right? I love the World War II
I don't even think you'd. I mean, yeah, I guess maybe, but Call of Duty just going downhill.
Really? You think?
Uh-huh.
Why do you think that?
Just, I think people are starting to realize how little is being innovated from
Black Ops?
each one.
Yeah.
I think. So yeah, no, I guess if you like Call of Duty and it's the same experience every time, which is fine if you like it.
Yeah.
So people are gonna buy it and people are
gonna
enjoy it.
It looks beautiful though. I mean, come on, you gotta admit they do a heck of a job graphically.
But I don't think. Yeah, I don't think.
I don't know. I think this one might have legs. Isn't it more modern stuff too? But it's not like modern.
It's set after the Cold War.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah.
I don't know. I will say I like zombies.
Yeah. They're gonna do that again in this?
They are.
Oh, okay. Well, that's gonna be, H-Bomb's gonna love that. Everybody's gonna be into that.
Yeah,
but I actually like the story. I think the story will be cool. And if it's a co-op 2-person at least, I think I'm getting it.
That's true. The last Black Ops, they didn't have good, like Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 did not have good stories.
Right.
And I don't even remember what Black Ops 5 was. If that was Cold War, if that was
Yeah.
I don't even know what Black Ops 5 was, but or unless it was Vanguard, I don't know. But the story I think will be good on that, which is a good.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably get it. I think I'm looking for a good war game again, to do it. Using a lot of. I can't believe they can use the pictures of our presidents and all that stuff in this. And how they got the rights to do that. I think that's kind of weird, isn't it? That they have pictures of our presidents? I don't know. I guess with AI now, you can make it look just slightly off of the president, right? So it's not the president, but it looks like him.
I don't know, maybe.
That's crazy talk. So, anyways, so that's coming out. What else? What else is in the news or from Xbox?
I think the biggest ones were. I did see State of Decay 3 is coming out.
Wow.
You loved that, didn't you? I thought it was pretty fun. I played the second one with a friend and we played it for a little bit. We had some fun with it. I don't think they're amazing games though.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna have to do something.
You
pretty
think zombies
cool.
are still interesting? People still. I guess if they
I think zombies I think zombies are like the zombie games kind of stopped. I think that people were making them a ton, and then we didn't really get very many.
Well, I think I don't know. I like Left 4 Dead, and I like the one that's pretty much you have to do choke points and stuff like that when it comes out. I thought it was awesome.
World War Z.
World War Z. Thank you. I love that game. But I gotta say, the biggest thing that impressed me about the releases of these is just the graphics on these things. Now, again, it kind of upsets me because you see a lot, it's is this in-game play? No. Most of the time, the stuff they're showing isn't, right?
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
I mean, they're like cut scenes or something like that, which is still cool. You know, I guess for a good storyline, right? But
I've kind of realizing that graphics really don't mean anything to me.
Yeah. Well, you're playing a lot of 8-bit games.
Well, that's what I mean. Is I've had more fun on games that are just made by like a few people than the big games.
The big AAAs, yeah. Well, I don't know. That one looks pretty good too. What else is coming out? Oh, did Doom, The Dark Ages? I saw, right? Dragon Age. I mean, that has a number of different. I think they have 3 of them out already too, right? They mentioned that, released that.
Starfield's getting a DLC, which is I don't know who's playing that.
I don't know who's playing that anymore. I mean, I wanted to play that so bad. I wanted it to be good. You know what I mean? And I could not get into it. Could not get into the game. I mean, RumblePack, if you're listening, if you're playing Starfield, give us some love. Tell me why that game rocks. Give me the points on it.
I think people kind of generally agree it doesn't. Like, it's not good.
I don't know, man. I mean, if they're doing DLCs for it, somebody's playing it. They seem there's money in it, right? What else is out there? South of Midnight? I don't know what that is. Did you know what that was?
No.
I don't know if it's like in a bayou or what. It looks like it is. It looks like it's set in like Louisiana or something. Where you're going through it. You're running through, I don't know, just another first or third person venture, like maybe Fable, its own version.
I don't know. It looks.
I know, it's kind of crazy. So World of Warcraft. I mean, that anything World of Warcraft is going to attract attention, right? Oh, the big one, right? The big release they came out with. So July 18th. They say it's going to release finally. This was a game called Flintlock. I believe, if I remember correctly, they were supposed to have it out like in 2022 was originally the release date or something. They've been pushing up, whatever, but they say July 18th now is the date. And it's going to be available on Xbox Game Pass day 1, too.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Again, go out and spend $60
for the game.
So is Black
Ops 6.
Is it? See, it makes it worth it in that sense, right?
I don't know what that is. What is Flintlock?
So Flintlock is, it's basically, I watched the trailer on it. It's like, I want to say sorcery type of game as well, but Middle Ages. But it looked like it had a combination of different guns and different things. Because one, like in the thing she was showing was like a flintlock, like a musket, using a musket gun. So I don't know. I mean, to me, it's just another hodgepodge of I don't know, Destiny meets I don't know, what is that Unity game or Assassin's Creed? I don't know, right? I think it comes like there's some kind of like a wolf thing that works with you. I don't know if it's a single, you get to pick between players or not, but it looks like it's pretty similar to that.
Okay.
So that's another one. Age of Mythology. What else did you hear that was good?
Fable, which you just mentioned. Fable, I guess they're doing like another one.
Another version of Fable?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know really anything about the Fable series.
Oh yeah. Well, I thought Fable was originally. Oh no, I was thinking Zelda, but not Fable. Yeah. So that's again showing off in the trailers and everything you watch is just great graphics, right? But as far as gameplay, they don't really give you much to work off of, on it. Oh, this the one I did see is that Frag Punk. Did you hear about that one?
That one looks cool.
That one looks cool. You know why? Do you remember what they talked about? The first 5 versus 5 you can play as a team.
What about it?
It's 5 versus 5 versus like normally 4 versus 4 or whatever.
5 versus 5 is what everything is.
It is now?
Yeah. Like
because that was a big thing what they were talking about. 5 versus 5.
Siege is 5 versus 5.
That's true. That's good.
Valorant's 5 versus 5.
Well,
everything's 5. Overwatch is 5 versus 5.
It is?
Or it might be 6.
No.
I think it's 5.
This was the big push they were saying though, that it was because it was 5 versus 5 and you can pick.
It does look cool. Everything is kind of like a card that you discard or smash.
Right, to use this power on.
Yeah, it does look really cool.
Well, that's kind of like a board game meets a video game. I kind of dig that. Because I said what I loved about the card on Fallout 76 and Fallout is that you
Yeah.
use cards to interact with your
Yeah.
what you call it. So that was it. Fragpunk.
Fragpunk looks cool.
They talk about 5 versus 5 being that. I don't know what else. There's some other stuff like Mixtape. Microsoft. Oh, they're finally coming out with another flight simulator, 2024.
Yeah.
I don't know how you just updating the new crafts.
Those are getting cool. I guess those are starting to be like if you're genuinely training to be a pilot or are a pilot.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, they're so realistic now. I can't imagine
if you have the
right controllers and stuff.
Right.
Which I think you can, can't you?
I forget what they're called, like D something. My buddy has one of those like whole like setups with like a throttle stick and like a whole control pad and thing like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess with this one you can go around the world and check out the sites and it almost looks real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're going around there, that's pretty cool, for sure. So, yeah. So that's anything else? Life is Strange.
The Indiana Jones game looks okay. It kind of has a cool. They showed a
good storyline, maybe.
They showed a gameplay, or not a gameplay, but it's like part of the story, like a clip part of the story.
Yeah.
It seems like they're bringing a lot of the old, like the Steven Spielberg movie, kind of writing to it.
Oh, okay.
And I guess
so it might
comedy.
be just a good story too. Yeah.
It's kind of like a what's the word? Not cheesy, kind of cheesy, but like it's got like a charm to it that's like what the movies were.
Oh, I get it.
In a way.
Yeah. And they have Harrison Ford as the actor in it too.
Well,
I mean, obviously
some sort of de-aging going on. I think a different voice.
Yeah.
But and then it also they did show a little bit of gameplay and it doesn't look amazing, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think if you're a fanboy of it, right, then you're probably gonna be interested in playing it, as well. There's Mecha Break, which looks like just almost looks like a shooter flight game, that like a Transformer game or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Where you can transform into flight and then drop down on the ground. It does. It looks like Transformers on steroids.
Yeah, I think what's good for Xbox about a lot of these games are most of them are day one Game Pass.
Yeah.
So, in these huge games, like a lot of the big ones are day one Game Pass.
Right. So that's going to keep the franchise strong, keep the monthly subscriptions going, right? They're doing pretty well there still. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks a little chaotic to me, but maybe it's cool. The Mecha Break, it's called. Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. Don't know anything about that one. That looks like, is that a new series? Looks like it might be in some kind of new ninja series.
Not sure.
As well. But they mentioned that in there as on their showcase. Avow. And Atomfall. You see anything on that? That was kind of neat.
I did not.
I almost think it's like a Doctor Who on it. I don't know. It was just more. You know what's weird though? Is you go through all these different things. It's almost like the same stuff, right? Just kind of skinned with a different theme.
That's why I feel like graphics don't matter. Is the sense that when I see a game that has really good graphics come out, I'm less inclined to get excited about it because one, I can't even run it most of the time, and two, it's like typically just not gonna bring anything new.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, they're probably trying to showcase graphics versus do anything different in the game, right? Well, Assassin's Creed Shadows, that was the big one that coming. That's all based in China, is it, or probably Shogun? There's a big move on Shogun, or big movement. I see a lot of Shogun stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even the movie and so forth, but pretty graphic stuff. But I mean, Assassin's Creed, I thought this would be great because I thought they were going back to the old school, right? Where like Flag, or before that even Black Flag, to do some cool. Maybe
I think I don't know. Game might be cool. I think the company. I don't think Ubisoft is very reliable. Yeah. But
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff there. Again, if I got past, maybe I'll be hitting them up. You know what I mean? Trying them as we go through them. But so we'll have more to talk about. But I even think that's what Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to be the end of the year.
Yeah.
Looks like. Talking about
close to it.
Yeah. I mean, there's a ton of games. Stalker 2. Okay, and then finally the last one I've been waiting to get to when I saw this was Gears of War E-Day. You see that? Now, man, that's our jam back in the day. I mean, that was just fun with Dom, and I mean, the good storylines. They had good storylines.
I was
in
never
with his daughter. I mean, we played them all.
I was never a Gears fan, so I don't know.
No,
I don't know if it's good.
We loved it. We played every one of them. So I'm excited about that. I mean, no matter what they put in front of me, I'll probably play that one. I mean, you got to remember that was also innovative. I mean, the chainsaw gun. The only downside, again, when they first started off was when you ran and hide. They were the first one that let you crouch and hide. Problem is it sometimes triggered it when you didn't want it to.
Yeah.
Right, which was not the best on it, but still they were innovative in the design of the game and so forth. And now, I assume Dom and those guys will be back, or maybe it's a prequel where they bring him back because the last time he was old and his daughter was taken over. So this is probably some prequel when it first maybe launched. Because I don't even know if it did a good job storyline discussing how they got to where they were. You know what I mean? So I'm guessing that maybe there's something to do with that. Everybody's loving the prequels these days. Like Mad Max, just saw that the other day. That was good.
Yeah.
Too. So the movie. So yeah, that's good. All right, what else we got? Lastly, let me find it here. The big thing I saw was, which is going to be a great segue, is Apple iOS talked about their iOS 18 for their phones. They're launching a game mode now.
Yeah.
So which is cool about it, because I literally think, and we can talk about this in a second, but I mean, the mobile games, everybody's just focused on that. That's what they have time for. That's what's in their hand all the time. So they're trying to make it.
Yeah.
And it's hard with a small little 14-inch or whatever screens. What size are those screens? I don't even know what they are. But the cool thing about Apple is they said, look, here's the problem is that when you have all this stuff running, right, it's going to be more difficult to actually play some of these really high-end games, whatever. Mm-hmm. So when you do this game mode now, it literally is going to ramp up the CPU and the GPU and down and like put other stuff in the back burner, right, and just focus on that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So that's kind of cool how they kind of just shift the whole operating system.
Yeah. When
you play a game, I think that's going to be big. I think. What do you think?
Maybe. I think that. I think the issue right now with mobile games isn't necessarily, I guess it's processing, but it's also mainly just the fact that there's not a good way, like consoles have controllers,
right?
Computers have keyboards and mouse, and it's like touching the screen and taking up room on the screen for controls kind of makes it difficult.
Right. So because you got to have space for that stuff, right? I know I've seen controllers that you actually put your phone in and then do it, but then who wants to carry that around, right? It's like a fanny pack for gamers.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. It's I think that's cool, but I think they need to focus more on different innovations other than processing.
Yeah.
But
it'll be interesting to see how that kind of works, though. You know what I mean? As far as, especially if they give them a little bit more love, because Apple doesn't usually do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we'll see. So yeah, take a look. It's on the iOS 18 actually version that's coming out. So I don't know how soon that's going to hit. Probably September, I think, is when they say they're going to have it out.
Yeah.
As well. So we'll see how that works. Since we're all Apple folk here as well. So. All right, I think that's everything, isn't it? Yeah, that's the news.
This concludes your Joystick News Report. Joystick News!
All right, so now, like I said, we can play this, but I don't know for how much longer. Go ahead. Riff Rap. All right, so we keep talking about Riff Rap. My thought is, what if we might need to change this segment to a mobile gaming segment and come up with a thing for it, right? Because like I say, even if you look at iOS 18, launching it, the game or everything, there's a lot more focus on it. I mean, we can always highlight or spotlight a cool game on mobile, can't we? It might be worth doing, right? Because everybody's got their phones, everybody's doing that. And what kind of sparked that idea is because I know you had said to me, oh, I played a long time ago. I'm like, what? I forgot it even existed, right? But to bring back up, and when it's timely, like Fallout, like I've been playing, or the TV series, right, which crushed it. And then we go back and I found there's the game Apocalypse WoW, it's called. Did you remember you said you played it? It's basically You're like building your vault.
Fallout Vault Shelter,
or
something like that. It's been out for a long time. It was pretty fun. It wasn't like super cool, and it has, but it's. I don't know.
What? You don't I mean, I think that the game itself, and I think we should play a few if we can, to see how it is. A lot of times they're not free, right, to play, but it looks like that they have some cool options out there. I just see a lot of these games that are being put on mobile, even like board games that turn to video games. You know what I mean? Like Dune, that game. It's a great board game, but now it's even as good or better mobile game because you can do challenges, you can do stuff on it, and it sets it up for you.
Yep.
So I almost want to kind of highlight those because I think people would the roll package appreciate if you like Dune, like that, combination. What do you think?
So a mobile game segment.
Yeah. On it to do it, just because that seems to be more in. That's what's going on, right? I mean, what are we going to talk about if I mention Riff right now?
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Anything?
Nope.
No. Nothing.
Nope.
Nothing to be seen. I mean, we can bring it up in the news when it comes up, but I thought, when we first put the segment in, it was going to be like, we were in it, everything was in it, there's games coming out like crazy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was hot, and now it's not, so I think somebody will work on a segment piece for it you can add in there as well. So, all right, let's go into the Deal of the Week. And that might be updated to the Deal of the Month. What I was looking at the deals, and I went to actually IGN. A lot of times you just look for deals. I'm saying, what's out there, and a lot of times they'll highlight like PlayStation 5 Core for $449. That's not really a deal, is it? I wouldn't say it is.
PlayStation 5 what?
PlayStation 5 console for $449 for $450? Yeah. No, not really. As we go down through, I was trying to find some different stuff that made sense, that looked like it was valuable. I mean, a lot of times it just goes down to, you go down to the games themselves, right? Oh, by the way, that's that PlayStation Portal remote player.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? That's where you put your phone in and you can access your PlayStation and then play on it. Would you ever do that or no?
No, I've tried it.
You did?
You don't need the controller. You can just do the you can it's like you need the PlayStation on and in range. Oh. And then it basically sets it to your phone.
Well, that's stupid. Why would you?
It doesn't run that well.
That doesn't run. Okay. Well, that's $199 right now. Maybe that's why they're trying to get rid of them. I don't know. Elder Ring, they have it for about $35. Again, I almost feel weird talking about pricing on games, especially when you can get one-off games, right, or free games just buying the passes now, right? Why they're doing this, special rates and stuff, I'm not sure on it, but you can buy different things. Let me see. Was there anything? A lot of times I try to look for like hard drives or like Alienware has a was it RTX 4070 Ti Super Gaming PC. Well, that's huge. 4070. Yeah. Right, for under $2,000. It's actually $1,999. Yeah, $1,999. Yeah. $2,000 basically for that. That's a pretty good price on that. On a tower with that 470 in it anyways. HP has one with the 460 Ti for $1,599. So if you're a PC gamer, you're definitely some good deals and some good gaming deals out there too. Take a look at those. And then what else we got? Any scan discs? I'm just looking for like memory. Really, memory is the key a lot of times too, right? Because you're trying to download all these games and play them all. To keep that in mind too. Western Digital has a terabyte and NVMe and SSD for handheld gaming devices. You see that one? For a terabyte for handheld for $107 at Amazon. I don't even know what you plug that into. Do you know? It's just a micro SD card with a terabyte on it?
It's just different things have a...
it's crazy.
You got to go into the machines and...
Yeah, check it out. Cool. All right, I think that is the deals. All right, let's go lastly to new releases. And what do we have for new releases? I had that up here. Let me bring it up here. Video game.
A lot of the new releases are going to be kind of similar to what was in the news.
That's a good point, too. They're just going to highlight most of those, right, coming out. What is Star Wars Hunters? Have you heard anything on that?
I have not, no. I know that the Star Wars Outlaw is coming out soon. Star Wars Outlaws. I think it's like the open worlds. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember. We talked briefly about that, right, before? So new releases, Dragon Ball 2. Let's see, I'm just trying to find some dates on these as well.
I know that I know there's a couple open betas coming at the end of this month. I don't remember which for, but just promoting some games.
So we talked a little bit about June already, right?
We have the Destiny 2 DLC just came out.
Right.
I know the Elden Ring DLC.
Oh, how is that? Has anybody seen that or talked about it? The Destiny. How is it?
I haven't heard anything on it. I don't play Destiny.
No. So.
But I know.
Yeah, Rollpack. You got anything on it? Please send it to us. Let us know.
The Elden Ring DLC comes out closer to the end of this month. That people are apparently excited for.
Monster Hunter Stories. Yeah. What about July coming up though? You got anything fantasy? Final Fantasy 14 is July 2nd. Darkest Dungeon 2 on the 15th. I mean, there's college football. There's really not much, so it's kind of a doldrums of summer, right? Dog days of summer.
Yeah.
Not much. Okay. It looks like it'll be probably towards August that we'll start getting some good good releases on there. So, all right. I think that's everything. We hit it up. It's just a lot of news coming out of Xbox. A lot of cool games. Mm-hmm. It's kind of exciting again, you know. I said I hadn't seen a lot of action before, right? With new games and stuff, and I see a lot of old school titles coming back with some new designs and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that, but we'll see. Yeah. All right. So if again, we asked a couple of questions for you. If you play Destiny, let us know what that looks like. What else did we just ask? There's another thing out there. If you guys listening, you can get back to us. Let us know on these games that we haven't talked about, we haven't played. We'd love to hear about it and mention you and talk about it as well for the next show. How do they get a hold of us?
You can reach us at joystick_show on Twitter, joystickshow@gmail.com, joystickshow.com, or at joystickshow on Discord. On Discord,
cool. All right, that's it, my son. We appreciate you listening each and every month. Until next time, game on.
Joystick, the Joystick Show.